Hi, welcome to our channel. We are the GraceNotesStitchers. I'm Corrin.
And I'm Colleen.
And we are mother-daughter. We stitch together as much as we can. So this is all about cross stitching. If you've never visited us before, welcome. And thank you for all of our people who've been with us all this time.
So this is Maynia update 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It might only be 6 days though instead of 7 because our update from yesterday
is still uploading.
It's still uploading. It's at the processing phase though. So that's a good thing. Our internet's not slow, so I'm really not sure if it's my phone or what's going on. But anyway, what kind of news do you have?
Well, yesterday we were watching Jenna Dabber, and it was something about March Madness and a special guest. And at the end, her dogs came up, and Gabby, her German Shepherd, is adorable, and she has the black lab. Is it Ellie?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, she was cute too.
But this is a year ago.
Right.
So we're still a year behind.
Catching up, sorry.
Yeah, we're catching up. So we're a year behind now, although we've been keeping current.
Mm-hmm.
So we slowly try to catch up on people as we go. All right, so yeah, we're a little disheveled.
I have a hat on because
we're getting ready to go out and walking. So we're playing a game, Stitch-A-Gone Trail. We are, as a family, going on the Oregon Trail, and we are in the same team and in the same family, but I put in our notes today that if they wanted us to pause our miles because somebody wants to cook, that's just how the game is played. I said, we want to go outside and get some real miles. So we're going to do that with my other girls too. All right, so what did you stitch on yesterday?
Yesterday, we had our evaluations. So I worked on the Governor's Palace.
Oh,
yeah.
She's officially done with 12th grade.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so, yep. This is Governor's Palace, and I don't know if it was the day, I've already worked on this for Whip Guy, I believe. I didn't like working on it. I was working in the tree. So, do I just hold it up or are you going to move the board?
I am so sorry.
There we go. So yeah, one of the trees got work. I mean, it is going to be fun when I have the desire to work on it. But some projects I do feel like, I have to pull this out. So.
Yeah, it's funny how you're like that with some things. So I worked on Summer Buzz. So kind of excited to work on this because, you know, it's about coffee. So there are 2 rules with dinky dyes. Yes, they're my rules. The one is don't lick your threads because they are not color fast. Either you have one rule or the other. So either don't lick your threads to thread your needle, or don't make mistakes. And I do both.
Because you can't reuse them.
Well, it's not that you can't reuse them. I don't know if you can see this, but in the pink, this is from the last time I worked on it. You know, when I went to take it out because I made a mistake, yeah, it left some pink behind. But I will be honest, I took out some green somewhere else. Well, I did lick it. Never mind. So the green is all, but at least I'm on green fabric. So I was really like, oh, I love dinky dyes. This is the first project I had ever started with dinky dyes. Made me fall in love, even though, you know, it's on this wicked fabric that I don't like. But I had green on my needle from last time. And when I pulled up Pattern Keeper, I thought the heart symbol was the green because that's what was highlighted. So I went and did a whole like 40 some stitches here. And then to find out, haha, that was supposed to be pink. So I had to take out 40 right from the beginning of when I started stitching. So that kind of was a bummer. But then I went through and I finished the handle. I think I finished some down here. I did all of this, like I did all the light green to go with this. So I actually got 250 stitches. So I'm very pleased, but as I was stitching over here, I saw something I missed, so I had to pull something out from previous. So after 250, I kind of gave up. And it's not that I don't like the project, I really do. I mean, this is Tempting Tangles. It's absolutely gorgeous. Summer Buzz. Can't get enough of it, I just get a little angry at it. Oh, and the cover photo. I had that sitting here. See, I mean, like, what's there not to like? It's so pretty. So, yeah, I did the green up here. And I guess I could have swapped them, but, you know, at the angry point of time, not mean angry, but I was like, I'm done. And then because we needed a truckload of stitches. I picked an item for that Stitch-A-Gun game to where I needed 1,000 stitches in 24 hours. Well, that 250 wasn't getting me 1,000. So I quick pulled out this. And I definitely got my 1,000. But I couldn't put it down because I was so close. And then I couldn't go to bed because I was so close. And I have a finish. I have a finish. Completely finished piece. I am so thrilled. This has been, I don't know, one of my favorites to work on. I love it. Beauty and the Beast by the Primitive Hare. This is the old Salem linen. It's 30 count. I got it from Primitive Hare on Etsy. And my husband wasn't thrilled about the face. He got over it. Last night, he's like, is there more to the dress? Two things. Number one, I wouldn't have stopped working on it. Number two, you see the design down there at the bottom? Yeah, I wouldn't have skipped stitches. He's like, oh. But once I added the white in here, and even those little popcorn stitches, that's what I call them. You know, you have to do one and end it. Then he's like, oh, that really adds to it. So I liked it. My girls are still not thrilled with it. My younger girls, but they don't get art. We are not an artsy family. I should say that. Like, we don't collect art. We don't have art on our walls other than, like, home interiors from 30 years ago. Like, these are old things. Home interiors and home and garden, if anybody remembers that. My sisters used to have parties, and then they'd buy me stuff. So, okay. Anyway.
So,
you want to tell them this, and then we'll talk about pillions?
yeah. I have these. I won't go to thread shops, like, applaud the people who do, because to me, I wouldn't say it's difficult, because I do find that it would be quicker, but with the overdyed, since they are on their thread shops and stuff, so I got a ring. Like, it's one of hers. I think it's one of the
She's like,
GMC
I like how
bobbins.
people use,
because it
was from my
these are
original
not going to get
floss.
bobbinated. They're always in the project bag, so I'm just going to be pulling and pulling.
Yeah, she's like, it would be nice to have those metal rings. I like how people have those. She was seeing Janet and somebody else, the lady who does the interviews. I can't think of her name right now.
Her name, because I know her channel.
What's her channel?
Sambry.
Yeah. So Sambry was also showing, they have these tags, floss tags that like show you the beginning. Now, when you have this few, it really doesn't matter. But so when you're flipping, you always know where the beginning is, which are really cool. And I may have to figure out how to make some of those because I have a Cricut. But anyway, she's like, I like the idea of the ring. And I just grabbed one off my cart, and she's like, oh,
yeah. So and here's another thing. Yesterday I had hiccups, and I'm not gonna like go through of how to get rid of hiccups, but what I learned, and I was really young, or not too young, but when we watched Columbo, it was the one time he had hiccups or something, and the lady behind the counter, she was like, here, drink some water, take some deep breaths, and that's how I can remember. That's where I've learned it. So you know those things where you just thought you'd never learned something from, and that's like where you learned it from. So yeah, just a little thing.
Okay, so what are your plans for today?
Plans or what project? I'm going to work on Foxy.
She has a new start. I have sweet summer plums. I thought I had something fun today.
Oh. Get some work on that. I've not seen you pull that out since Maynia.
I know, and it's not hard. It's from a project, from a magazine. You know those are not hard.
My lemons is
done.
Almost done.
Oh.
My watermelon is done.
I know. So I gotta just do this so that we can frame them all three. I actually have a frame.
And I measured like with the mat, whatever it is.
Like we have the frame sitting here. Yes, this is a gorgeous picture, but we got it at Goodwill so that we could take this stuff out. And this purple mat will look really pretty, especially with the plums. Unfortunately, it's got a really nice backing that I'm going to rip off.
Yeah, the backing's great.
But I'll use the hanger that came with it. I have my own paper though. So we have the frame waiting for me to do this. So I thought I had something easier. I'm looking forward to the next 2 days.
What's that?
I don't think I want to announce it yet. Okay. But anyway, so we're going to go out walking. We have so many errands to run. Fridays are my off days and plans day. I have to run up to the library.
Laundry day.
It's laundry day. We already got some started. And just, you know, the craziness of life. Like, I'm also an admin now for Dynasty of Dragons. And anybody playing, if you watch my channel, I apologize that I did not do my rounds yesterday, but my husband's was off, so that made things difficult. He had to go to physical therapy. We took him to dinner last night because
he has a birthday burger, and then he was
our evaluations,
and he was saying that we were celebrating for the evaluations.
And like that was the Dairy Queen, but that's okay. He celebrated the girls. We celebrated him, and yeah, he got his free birthday burger at Red Robin, so that was really good. But anyway, so we were kind of busy, and then I got up this morning and I did my round, so I was really pleased. But I have to do them like twice a day now because we're in a round. Yeah. So I know I need to kind of change some of those terminologies, but anyway, crazy busy. All right, I have girls upstairs waiting to walk, so we will see you tomorrow.
Today is Saturday the 15th. We're back at you.
And we have day 14.
Yes, and we have a very quite interesting story to tell you. Alright, so yesterday I worked on this. So it's a new start. I worked on Foxy. And again, it's smaller than I thought it would be.
A whole lot smaller.
And I think it was my second time using Zoto.
Using what?
Zoto.
Oh.
Yeah, so much I like. And with this 20 count, I really like the 20 count. I think it's an 8, right?
Yes.
But so it's not opalescent, it's metallic, and it's pretty good. Like, it's not bothering me. But the coverage is amazing, and I got quite a amount done. And it's so tiny, like the stitches, because that's equivalent to a 40 count.
So she's doing 2/1. We don't actually know the name of the fabric.
Right.
It was a scrap.
It wasn't. No, it was a big piece that she gave to me. But we don't know what it's called. It didn't have a tag. And then I want to apologize that I keep saying tulip house very quickly.
Tulip house is what it sounds like.
So,
tulip.
Every time I refer to it, it's tulip house.
So my project for the 14th was Sweet Summer Plums. And after getting it on my Q-snap, the proper fitting Q-snap,
yeah,
it wasn't too terrible to stitch on, but yeah, how many projects did I get out of one piece of fabric? That's what I want to know. Like, I mean, seriously. I think it would be done if it was on any other fabric. I don't know. Me and this green just don't get along. I have a green one like this. And a blue, it's a little bit stiffer, but similar.
That's your hope and strength.
Yes. Yeah. They're just, me and that green, I'll tell you. So that is from Crazy for Cross Stitch from July 2004. Pretty old piece. I got that done, and then I had time. So since this was a Whip Go piece, I decided to pull out my Grenville and Beatrice True Love by Boyd's Bears. And as I'm working on this, I'm like, oh my goodness, I love working on it. I don't know why I don't love it. And then I realized why. So yesterday I put in 2 sets of this. So as I was going to meet up the other side, I realized, oh, I got to frog out all of this and up here. Not up to there, but up to here. Frog that, put it back in. And over here we're off. And it's like I counted this 800 times. And I knew there was a mistake when I pulled this out at the beginning of the month. Because something wasn't lining up over there. So I was like, oh, okay. When I get over there, I'll have to fix it. Here, the problem wasn't over there. So after doing 600 stitches yesterday, I found out I'm missing a row right here. Which means now all of this has to come out. So I still have about 100 stitches to do for Whip Go. So later in the month, I'll be taking all that out and fixing it and putting it away. Probably for a really long time. But I can't leave it. I can't stitch around it. My brain doesn't work that way to fudge because it's his pants. Like, I'd be shortening everything. I can't do that. Or I guess I'd be adding something somewhere and then you'd have to add everything.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I don't even know how to be. No, it's actually his jacket. Like, I don't even know what I could possibly do to make up for that. It's frustrating. Very, very, very frustrating because, yes, that means his pants and everything is up a row too high. That's why I can't. No, I can't leave it. All right, so yesterday was interesting.
We planned on going on the walk. We were telling we hadn't gone on the walk yet. But if you wonder why I'm tired. But yeah, guess what happened?
So I took my youngest to the library to pick up her books. And I called home and told my girls I'd be home in 5 minutes. The other two, I'll be home in 5 minutes. You know, did the dogs go out? I was told yes. But I get home and the dogs are not in their cages yet. We don't leave them out.
Yeah, I just took them out.
So somebody was upstairs changing their clothing. Didn't even know where the other girl was. So Lauren was still in the car. And I had just run in to grab a few things. I go back out. I'm like, they're not even ready. So I turned off the car, grabbed my purse because I was leaving the car unlocked. We ran inside and 5-10 minutes later, we head out. We go get in the car, reach for my keys, and they're not there.
We didn't get into the car because I opened the door and then
I jumped out, I ran, and my middle daughter
had already closed the door. That was
I'm
locked.
like, please tell me you didn't lock the door.
She forgot her purse because, again, where we were walking, we said we were going to drive over to.
We were going to drive to her too.
And I know a lot of people have already probably heard the story because...
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, you saw it. So, you know, I try not to freak out. We go to the back window. It was locked, so we couldn't get in that way. We do not have a spare car key, which I got to go get made. And then...
And me one.
Yes, I got to get her one. And then we decided, okay, well... We were going to take a walk. Mm-hmm. I texted my son.
So we had our backpacks with our water bottles.
Yeah, we were all ready to go for our hike. So I texted my son to see if he was on break because he works 3 minutes away. I thought, oh, he can run home. Well, he didn't answer, which meant he was not on break. So we decided, hey, instead of walking the trail, we're going to walk the roads. So we walked our way over to Hobby Lobby.
And a 3-minute drive versus almost a
45-minute walk.
I think it was 30 minutes. I would say 40 minutes of walking.
Yes, we walked over to the shopping center. And my middle daughter was like, since we're over this way, can we go get coffee? So we went to the little coffee truck. It's a stand. It doesn't have wheels, but it looks like a truck.
So on our way, we can insert this picture of, we saw some, like I would say two parent geese and their little babies. So
yes.
They were walking around.
So we got to see some nature.
But no, I was...
right in town, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, are we seriously going to do this? And we walk up to the little drive-through of this coffee thing. And we said, hey, we don't have a car, but...
And they're like, yeah, it's okay.
It's fine. So, got some coffee.
So we drank cold coffee.
Yes.
I don't usually get cold coffee. My sister,
we got drinks.
Leanne, she goes, where's the selfie of you with a Frappuccino? Because it was a frozen coffee. Because I'm always a hot coffee girl.
Yep.
And she's like, this is unusual. So I didn't take one.
Of where he works and then where we stopped for drinks, that's like barely a minute drive. Not even. And that
took us 10 minutes. So we got over there. And then we walked home the other way. So we took the back way there, the regular way home.
Yep.
The regular way does take longer, we found out.
And we walked 5 miles.
Yeah, we got in 5 miles.
Because I thought by the time we would get into our development, it was forever to our home.
Yeah. So definitely even getting out of our development was much quicker going the other way. So anyway, that was quite the adventure. We were exhausted. We got back.
And we went...
But we still got a lot of stitching done. Didn't you work on something else after that? Pegasus.
I think I worked on Pegasus.
Which we'll probably see more of tomorrow.
I'm not going to show it because it's really boring and I want to see you guys to see a good amount done. Yeah. But, yep, I did get... Because I didn't even get to start my project before we had even left. What else? I mean, yeah, there's yard sales going on today in our neighborhood. Laura and I just walked around and didn't get anything, didn't see anything that caught our eye, but got another mile and a half in, so.
Yeah, that was good. Lauren's like, I need to lose some weight. We all do. Hey, and if anybody wants to know, I just quick found it. This is 32 count Belfast linen by Zweigert ice blue. So Belfast, I like.
Okay.
I do like Belfast.
I have casual linen for my
Casual's okay. I think I like the Belfast better, to be honest.
Okay.
Between some of my projects. And if your name happens to be Hannah Dowling on YouTube, you might want to go watch Bobby at the Pumpkin Creek Primitives, episode number 38. Just saying. So I was talking about the cat rear ends being on somebody the other day.
Right.
That would be her. So Pumpkin Creek Primitives. She's from West Virginia, which is where I grew up. So it was kind of neat hearing her accent because it's not quite the southern accent that people equate with West Virginia. So I actually picked it up. I'm kind of wondering, I asked her where she's from. I'm kind of wondering if she's from the northern part. We'll see. Or even the western part of the state. Because she doesn't have quite the accent we did as kids. And that's a funny story too. I talked funny. My parents were from Pennsylvania. We moved there when I was not quite 1 year old. But just my dad is a really particular speaker. He doesn't use slang, anything like that.
Yeah.
So when he went to college, I was in elementary school. He went to college. He double majored in Bible pastoral studies and English. Yeah. So I was really careful how I said my words. So even though I was in public school, I spoke differently than my friends. They would tell me I spoke funny and that I had an accent. And I'm sitting here going, who has an accent? You have an accent. You know, that's how they would say it. And my name was Corrin. Yeah.
Oh my.
She always, can Corrin come out to play? And I was just like, really? You can't say Corrin? Like, oh.
Yeah.
And my mom homeschooled me for I'm sorry, this is a little bit off the trails, but anyway, my mom homeschooled me for kindergarten and most of first grade. And then she decided, well, I'm going to be putting her in public school, so I'm going to put her in at the end of first grade because I know she's ready for it. And I don't want them saying, no, she can't go to second grade. She has to go back to first grade. So she didn't want me to repeat a grade. So she put me in like in May of my first grade year. And I'm in the middle of a spelling test. And my teacher says, PN. Okay. PIN. And I got it wrong because the word was pen. But in my part of West Virginia, it was PN and PN. PIN, PIN. But, you know, for them it's PIN, PEN.
Yeah.
They say it exactly the same. So I got that wrong. And I tried arguing, you know, as a 6-year-old, tried arguing with my teacher and I didn't win. And see, the big deal about that was if you got 100%, you got the little ice cream foamy looking cones. That when you bit into them, like they melted in your mouth. I don't know that they make them anymore, but I don't know. Anyone my age remember those? The candies, the treats. They weren't really little. They're pretty big. So I wanted that 100%, and that was the only word I got wrong. So I was really mad that PN was PEN. And I went home and cried to my mom. I wasn't a big crier, but that one made me upset. And I thought she should go yell at the teacher, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And my dad was kind of scolding me like, didn't you know what your spelling words were?
Did you not have PIN?
No, I don't believe I did.
Oh.
Here's the problem. I never, ever studied for a spelling test. Never. I was really good at it. So was my middle daughter. So I never had to study for a spelling test because I was a very good speller even in first grade. So yes, that was partly my fault. But anyway, I digress. So then when I moved to Pennsylvania, everybody told me I had a funny accent and I talked funny.
Because you kind of like talked funny because you didn't talk like the West Virginians and then you
Yeah.
had your own speaking.
So I didn't speak quite as with the drawl that my siblings did because they were immersed in it. But even my parents had picked up some of it, even though, and you know, it is different because we grew up in a Bible college campus. So you had accents from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So the only real southern part we had was at church and at school. But anyway, they picked it up a whole lot more than I did. And when we moved up here, you know, I heard a recording. I don't even remember what the recording was. I was like, oh, I really did have an accent.
Yeah, and then growing up in Pennsylvania, I would say we don't have accents, but everyone apparently has an accent.
Right.
If you're from England, you're like, yeah, you have an accent.
But yeah, even when I was like 18, if I was really tired and started getting silly, sometimes that accent still comes out every once in a while.
What's your favorite? It's not your favorite food, but it's your favorite side?
My favorite is... They don't like what I say.
Say it.
Potatoes. I know I don't say potatoes, even though I'm really particular. But I think a lot of that has to do with my teeth.
It could be.
Potato is really, it comes across my teeth funny. And I used to have one that stuck up here and one that stuck out down here. And when you say potato, it rubs against those teeth. So I really think potatoes and tomatoes.
But I have heard, I think somewhat like a pastor at church, they say potato.
Yep. So I'm not the only one, but they do make fun of me like every time.
But you guys might say it that way, so.
So my middle daughter's the speech police. But anyway, one more little thing. I can't wait. Candy contacted us today, and she said she's going to fix Colleen's scissor fob. So it's going to take till the end of next week probably to get it out to her, just because of everything we have going on. But I can't wait for her to send it to her.
She said
so
that my
really
jaw
sweet.
dropped. I was like, really?
No, it was more like, really?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was really cute. Well, actually, you guys will see it, this video, probably by the time I get it out.
Oh, true.
So, anyway, I have Cinderella up. What do you have up? Cinderella Mirabilia.
My towel restart for tea time because of that stain in the center.
All right, so get a little bit of stitching in. I'm going to do some other... I might play with Annie's Keepers today. We'll see. Because I was up really late stitching, and I am not taking this out today. So, anyway.
We're back. It is the 17th Monday of Maynia. Or May. Anyway, so we're going to show you what we worked on.
The 16th of Maynia.
What?
I'm going to show you what we worked on for the 16th of Maynia.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I worked on Wreath of Wildflowers. Didn't get too much done on this. This is not the cover photo. I will show you, but I just wanted to show that like this whole book, like it looks like fabric. Do you see that? Yeah, it looks like linen and stuff. So that's not my cover photo. But I mean, with this, so that's a pattern right there. Do I just hold my hand on it, or
Yeah. No. Watch. There we go.
okay? So I'm doing it on this Christmas green fabric. It's a 14 count, and if I wanted to do 3 strands, it's too late because I already put a decent amount in it.
I wouldn't do 3 strands.
But hey, my fabric matches my shirt.
Oh, pink.
It's pink. So I worked on that. Yeah, so I got about 100 something stitches on this, I believe.
And you're done with it?
I think you can see it.
What? You're done with it for now?
I'm done with it. I want to work on it more, but it's not my favorite.
Alright, so yesterday was my long, and I mean long, awaited for day. I ordered this back before Christmas, November. It took forever to get in, and it took forever to get called a Whipco. So this is our Heaven and Earth Heroes and Heroines color expansion by Amy Stewart. Don't get mad. I know you're not going to get mad, but discouraged. All I got done was this much, but it was so beautiful starting on a blank canvas. I got 3 whole blocks done, but because I do travel a bit, you can see I just travel a tiny bit, I got 653 stitches done. I was really pleased with that. And I am doing tent. This is 25 count Lugana. It's what I got in the kit from Heaven and Earth. So I did not want to go to bed last night. I just wanted to keep working on this. And yeah, I didn't have a lot of time for the church. And to be honest, today's project is from one of these kind of books. And I'm just not feeling it.
What is it?
God Gave Us Music.
Okay.
So I'm not... That was picked for Maynia last year just because I didn't have 31 projects.
Right.
So I am going to work on it. Probably just 200 stitches. But then I kind of want to go back to this one. And I did get my wreath from Frosted Pumpkins. So I'm really torn.
Mm.
Although I teach very soon, and I teach until 8:30, so whether I get a lot of stitching, I don't know. Yeah, I have an orthodontist appointment. Like, I might not get done what I want to get done anyway.
So my project for today is, I'm already working on it, Jim Shore Puppy.
Somebody's
And,
ahead.
because it wasn't called a Whipco, it has barely any of it done. So I'm going to see how much I can get done on that.
Good. So we were watching Flosstube all afternoon yesterday. And we watched Lisa from Shady Tree Stitchers. And I found this interesting because people in other parts of the country or of the world say things differently, but they use terminology that to us is outdated.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cute because we're watching her, and she keeps saying, "I'm going to make one of these every fortnight." And Colleen thought she meant fortnight fabrics. That's why I found it humorous. But I said to her, "Do you know that's every 2 weeks?" And she's like, "Wait, what?" And you know, for us the term is outdated, but
so
some part of the world they still use it.
Like last year, we've been on Virtual Stitchers maybe once or twice, and she was actually on it.
She was so nice.
I know, so we actually got to spend some time with her. That's cool.
And we watched Sam Bree interview with this Flosstuber. I'm not sure why I wrote that down.
Something about it.
Oh,
it was
yes. I am so dense sometimes. But they were talking, that Flosstuber she was interviewing had been stitching for over 20 years. And just how interesting and how much stitching has changed as a whole.
Yep.
So back when I started stitching and my mom had taught me, I did use kits, like the little ornaments that she's doing. We had done some like that as gifts. And then also, it was all country. All the magazines are basically country. So your full coverage would have been Paula Vaughn. That was more when I was a teenager. But everything was country or kits. And then, of course, you had Paula Vaughn pamphlets and other things like that. Leisure Arts was the big one. And my mom had always thought that kits were for the inexperienced.
Wow.
It's because, you know, they picked all the floss and fabric for you. You didn't have to go buy everything separate or cut it and that kind of thing. So she actually thought that kits were only for beginners. So I thought that too. And that's what I really wanted to share with y'all. But then I showed her a Dimensions kit, and she was a Dimensions Gold, and she's like, "Yeah, I think I was a little wrong about the kit thing." Yeah. So that was kind of cute. But yeah, then, you know, other things started coming along. I started getting into, I think the next thing that I saw was mirabilia and a little bit of linens. I mean, it's totally evolved, and general arts and weeks were the first that I had ever seen with hand dyes, and I saw that with paint.
Silks, like working with those.
Yeah, but that's just new to us. Yeah. I don't know how long they've been around, but yeah, just kind of neat to see how much styles have changed, and full coverage, of course, is huge now. And then I was chatting with one of our viewers, Bonnie, last night, and I had showed you all how to use Xodo, and she uses a program. It is $8.99, but it's for iPad called Notability, and she's tried both Goodreads and Notability, and she would highly recommend Notability if you're going to use your iPad. She said, you know, it instantly saves. It does work like a regular PDF viewer, but she just finds all the features in it to be easy to use. So I just wanted to throw that recommendation out to you all. All right. Anything else before I have to go to my appointment, but you're going to go stitch. Yep. All right. See you tomorrow.
It says, welcome back. This is the 18th, right?
Yep.
Our voting day. So I may have worn the sticker before, but this is actually my sticker. I did vote for the first time.
So I'm going to put a picture in here. I asked them at our polling place.
That's why you wanted to do it.
I asked at the polling place if I could take a picture of her putting her ballot. So our district, it was actually paper ballots. Mm-hmm. So we filled them out, and then you slide them into the machine yourself. So I asked, as long as I didn't get a picture of the ballot, I was allowed to take a picture of her, and I like out the outdoors. So I'll put that in here because that's her first time voting. So that was pretty cool.
Yep.
All right. So, what was your 17th project for Maynia?
You guys go first.
Oh, I'll go first.
You go.
God gave us music. As I told you, I really wasn't that excited over this project. Here is the cover photo. these, I think, to be honest, the reason I wasn't too excited over this, besides that it's a paper pattern, is the fact that it's old. And I'm not anti-old.
Oh, this fabric, do you like it?
I love this fabric.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm not going to say old-fashioned because it's not old-fashioned, because I do like old-fashioned things. It's the back stitching when you look at the thing. I think that's really and truly what's like, every time I'm looking at it, it's going, ugh, because all those notes, the sheet music, it's all 5 lines of the staff, and you have to stitch all of that. And then the note head, use like 1 or 2 stitches, and then the stems are also. I think that's just the daunting part of it, so I didn't look at that. So when I actually started working on it, I enjoyed it. But I only got 211 stitches in because I was teaching. Yesterday was a busy day. So, you know, yesterday I was planning on, hey, what do I do after that? There was no after that. It was bedtime.
Yeah.
Because
we're gonna show mine first.
Because we have an announcement.
Okay, a huge announcement, and some people might already know. Okay, so I worked on Gym Shore Puppy, and wow, like, this hasn't been called a whip go, and I'm putting my hours
Carla,
towards
this is
that.
for you.
Yes, it is for you. So I can't, like, how much I got done, how did I work on my cat and not get it done before Maynia or something, like with the stitching? So anyway, Gym Shore Puppy. This is what it looks like.
You had goals this time.
Goals?
Because you knew you wanted to stitch this many stitches, take a picture, and get that posted.
True, but
so
for the one thing, I needed 800 stitches, and then I put like a mark of where I did the goal, or I met my thing, and I thought I was like at 803. I posted, I was like, oh, I got it, and it was the first day or something, and now I was only halfway, so I gotta continue working on that. I thought I had it.
Why didn't you? Because you had already posted 400 of the
I
stitches.
already posted it. Yep. So
Gotcha.
Anyway, here's my progress. Show the showing on that. So I put in our chat of this is what I got to. I had before and after today. So I said I got from a headless pup because it was literally just the bottom, and it was just one color.
I'll put the picture in that she put. It was cute.
So yeah, so that's what it's in, and then our lovely friend Hannah.
Well, first you said it went from a headless pup to this.
To this, yes. Okay, so Hannah, she says it went from a headless pup to a decapitated pup.
Decapitated pup.
Decapitated.
And Hannah, I'm with you because when I looked at it, and on my watch, this is the picture that showed up first, and not the other one, and I was like, okay, it's kind of headless.
So I thought
what do you call that?
Like, I got more stitches than I thought, so I thought I was gonna say like headless pup to eyeless pup, but so next thing I work on will be the scarf because I can't stand that.
That was funny.
I'm holding it back here, but the expression of the dog, it looks sick. Green.
So your plans to stitch for today
is Good Neighbors by Paula Vaughn. I did remember.
I thought, you guys love my priceless expressions when I find out what I'm stitching for the day. So you're going to find out with me.
Okay. Okay.
Yee, this is a harsh one.
That's
The Adventures of Alice Stitch Along. So this is out of the Cross Stitcher magazine, February 2020. And this is one that the frame just didn't come out so great. So I started the frame, and the roses in between are really blurry, and I struggle with it. So I could say the struggle is real. Anyway, I already have I have all the issues. So March digital is fine. So actually I did move up to Alice already.
okay.
I did do that during another thing because the frame was killing me last Maynia. So Alice is coming along pretty nice. So I am actually only half because I'm excited to work on Alice. If I kick behind, we have a few errands to run before lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go to the bank, gotta go to the post office, go to the bank, and
we gotta mix stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta
go to Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna figure out dinner. So there's a few things to do. But anyway, if I get my behind in motion, if I actually get right to stitching after work tonight, I might be able to get the actual real stitching done of Alice. I just know there's no way to do all the back stitching. So there's a lot of it. And that's my big cringe moment, is all the back stitching.
The one with the rose printed. So it's a printed fabric.
I'm using a printed fabric and I love it.
I had pointed
it's
out.
It's not fabric flare.
when we were choosing fabrics, this was last year, I was like, oh, this is cool, but I didn't have anything that would suit it. So when she was like, oh, I like it, so I'm glad it's being used.
And it was the perfect size
Right,
for Alice. And, you know, at first I was like, but I'm like, oh, it's got flowers in it. It's got flowers in the background. I think it's going to suit really well. It's not full coverage.
Right.
And it's not like fabric flare that you can see things mostly defined. It's very watercolorish, which you get to see it tomorrow.
Okay.
Few minutes for you guys, but anyway, I'm looking forward to doing stitching. Yeah, I know I tell people back stitching's not that bad, and especially once I get into my back stitching, then I'm not hating it. But for some reason, some of these projects that have so much back stitching, it really grates on me.
My fans, I was thinking of taking that to work on it in June, and just to focus on it. I haven't even finished the fan, but I also have the border, and I'm gonna say there's a million back stitches. You do them stitch by stitch.
One. All right.
I don't know.
So
just a little bit more. Sorry. our news. But for the past month, 2 weeks, whatever. I always am working on a project, and I am like less than 10 away from 1,000. So on this, I had 996. I only calculated it up today. I didn't put my total. So I would have done it, but here's my bad because everyone talks about showing them. I'm not embarrassed about it or whatever. I think I don't know. It doesn't look awful. And I don't know. I don't see a ton of people's backs to the project, so I don't know what they talk about how it looks identical to the front.
This one thread, I'm going to have to run it under again.
I think, I have one too.
But should I show? This is such a little tiny amount, you can't even see. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, we've been seeing people's backs this week, so there you go. If you're interested, if you care. I don't really care.
Sometimes I feel like you guys might not care, but it'll be over in a second, so.
Yeah.
If it's that bad, look away!
Yeah, if it's that bad, look away. So we, it's been interesting here, we'll say the least. Somebody's graduating in a few weeks. So,
and they just got me a sign.
Yeah, we went to Party City yesterday. So
Party City? Oh.
That's where we went. We went down there to pick up the sign. It's a lot smaller than I thought.
I thought it was actually, but it says congrats, grad.
So we'll put that picture in here too. We got lots of pictures today.
And a food. Yeah, I'll talk about that later.
So we had wanted a certain thing to be a graduation gift, and then we decided we were not going to go. So we went ahead and bought her luggage, which is what we bought our son. And we had said this would be the graduation gift for everybody.
It's sitting in the dining room, and it's beautiful.
It's huge. We don't even know where to put it.
I love it.
But, yeah, it's really pretty. And yes, I'm planning on giving my other two girls luggage. But now that I'm thinking about they're not really moving out anytime soon, it's like, where are we going to put all this luggage?
I'm finished for the basement.
Yeah, I'm finished for the basement. And it's empty, so you can go through it on class.
We really got to figure out what we're doing because we have a water softener that's like as big as our hot water heater.
Oh, it's not that big.
Oh, okay, fine.
The box
so
is
the
that
box big. So that's gonna take up more room that we have stuff in our part right now.
So then something happened. Plans changed. An announcement came out that they were accepting more people. So can we say it together?
Okay.
Where are we going?
StitchCon! Sorry, people wearing headphones. Oh my goodness.
So the announcement came out that they were accepting more people. It came out 5 days before we knew.
Right. Yeah.
It was actually Bonnie. Is that her name? Yes. I was.
And she has adorable hairless cat.
And she's like, didn't you see the announcement? I went, no. So she told me. She's like, go watch this certain video. Okay. So we went and watched it, and
we're squealing.
And I'm like, but I already got her graduation gift. My husband's like, can you take it back? I'm like, no. She needs it, and my big suitcase broke, so we're using hers.
So we'll take that up.
So, yeah. So we're very excited. Trying to plan how we're going to maneuver all our dates and everything.
Because the date we're going to, week A.
Yes, we're going to week A.
That's the 10th to the 13th. And on the 14th, I am going with my sisters and my grandparents' church group to the Ark Encounter.
In Kentucky.
In Kentucky, so...
It's the Ark Encounter. It's like a reproduction of Noah's Ark.
Right. And then the Creation Museum. I've worn my shirt a bit. Going here. Yeah, so they're like an hour and a half away from each other, but I did this 3 years ago with my brother, So I'm in the same situation as him. He just graduated, so I get to go. But yeah, so that'll be like the day after. So like on Monday
So I'm bringing her home Sunday evening.
Yeah.
For her to get in the car to go back to where we were, basically.
Like I think
it's
take
an
the
hour
same
apart.
road.
Yeah.
So yeah.
They're about an hour apart, StitchCon and the Arc. Or Creation
I remember
Museum.
that tree.
Yeah.
Oh, and that gas station.
Poor child's going to be spending a lot of time in the car. I'm sure it's going to be stitching or sleeping.
I do want to, I gotta figure out what project. Like, maybe you guys can tell us, because, I mean,
It's June. Maynia will be over.
June, it'll be over, but oh my goodness, we really gotta figure out what we're taking. And Whipco is like,
So, if you've already been there, maybe you could offer a little advice, because you do know what projects we have.
Right.
As to what we could take. Because apparently, I mean, I don't want any of my gigantic supersized things, squirrel rods going.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that I'm allowed to take my Lowry, which even in Q-snaps, I use my Lowry. She's not quite so
I've really just been, the handicap, but I've really just been stitching in hand. I know that's what you're talking about. But I've been stitching in hand with a bunch of things, because some projects don't have the size that I need to use it for.
Excuse me. And Carla has been so kind to kind of offer us encouragement throughout the whole thing. And I value her opinion so much, but she's just kind of giving me hints as to food and just different neat things that she knows from being there before. So I thank you so much for that, Carla, because it's invaluable. And so we're trying to make plans as to what to take for in the car, because I'll be doing all the driving.
Sorry, I'm not experienced out of state driving, so
yeah. And I planned, like, even the 3 hours to my parents, I was like, oh, I don't mind her turnpike driving, because there's not a lot of people getting on and off,
right?
So there's not a lot of switching lanes. And I thought, oh, she could drive the turnpike. And then I thought, well, how does that help me, because I use cruise control? So it's no different than me sitting in the passenger seat. I'm still just sitting there doing, except that I'm paying attention,
steering and looking.
I mean, I guess I could give her some highway practice.
You could.
Like, maybe we'll pull off at the first rest stop, and then like the third rest stop.
Okay.
Maybe that's our plan, just to give her experience.
Don't make me drive through the tunnels.
Then I'm doing all the driving.
Oh, because sometimes if they're working,
and it would freak me out.
It's 2 lanes. Like they'll have this traffic come in.
Yeah.
And we're going both ways.
And that would totally freak me out if it's 2-way and she's the one driving.
It's not good amount lit. The one
when my husband's driving, I close my eyes.
Yeah. So
it's not that I don't trust him. It's I'm slightly claustrophobic.
Slightly. If a car
in this room.
If a truck can fit through here, I can fit through here. Like, our car is huge.
That's actually what I say to myself.
But I just feel, I mean, if I'm driving my brother's car, his is a bug, like tiny, and you feel like something's gonna crush you. But this thing, it's like, I'm at the yellow line, but am I
a Honda Pilot.
It's huge, like wide, like it feels generous. Like I really don't know how much space on the road that we actually have that we can't really see.
It's big.
Okay.
It's nice. I like it. It's better than my minivan. But anyway, so yes, we cannot wait. We would love to have any of your advice, any things that you think of. I'm thinking of taking my mini Mulan.
Mini. Oh, hey,
mini.
I thought you were meaning mini.
Oh my goodness.
So
anyway, brain cells are disappearing.
We watched.
Yes.
New to us, but she's going the next week. Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews with 1 T.
Yeah, she's entertaining.
Oh shoot, we watched like
3 episodes.
2.5.
Yeah, last night.
But it was 1 in the morning. So she was talking about her gardening, and I was just like, her excitement for it. She's like, I don't know if you guys care about this and stuff, but she loves her gardening, and good for her, because there's some people that just don't like gardening. So good that you like doing it.
I like the results. I don't like doing it.
So the way she was talking about her flowers and stuff, I'm like, that's with me with blue. I just see blue and I get so excited. If I have blue stuff, I love it. And it's not a hobby, so it's not exactly the same thing.
One thing that Liz was saying about her gardening is, I don't know if you care about it. She goes, but you're learning about me. I mean, that's why you watch this channel, right?
Yep.
So get to know me better.
And so she's showing her designs. I like them.
Oh yeah, she does some beautiful work. But the same thing is getting to know us. So Colleen is a pretty low-key person most of the time. You guys have seen her get excited a little bit more than
today.
She used to. But when we got that announcement that they were opening up,
Yeah.
she was hilarious because I'm just
And I don't
logistically
even realize
thinking,
it.
you know, where the money's coming from, like
Uh-huh.
what we're going to do, and it just changes how the plans are, because there's a chance I will be leaving May 28th, and then now I won't be home until June 18th.
Yeah.
Like, that's a long time to be away from home. I got bills to pay. I've got dogs. I've got appointments.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to have to do virtual lessons, or all my people. So there's just so many things swirling around in my head in these 5 minutes. And she's standing there like, are we going? And then my husband's like watching how excited she is. He's sitting on the couch going, did you put yourself on the wait list? I'm like, no, I haven't decided yet. And she comes back over. Are we going? And it was
so he was mimicking me. He was just like, because I was doing it, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. He was just walked around her chair.
I think she came over to my chair 6 or 7 times.
I couldn't sit and stitch.
And then he's like, she's so excited. You've got to do this. And so we're definitely going, obviously. I booked our hotel.
So, we were watching Sarah, and had to turn the TV on back 3 times. What was it? So she got, because we...
Oh, yeah, when we got
it was the day before we, like...
Last night.
Okay, so yesterday. But the day before yesterday, we had signed up. And then it was yesterday, she was like, oh, the Pam... Who's the person? Steph?
Pam and Steph.
Oh
my gosh, they're wonderful.
They said the one person worked, and then after dinner, they would do it. So we're just waiting around. She's like, maybe we should just wait an hour. And then she just stops.
No, because we were waiting... to order t-shirts.
Oh, t-shirts, right.
Because yesterday was the deadline to order your shirts. And we're like, I don't know if it's preemptive to go ahead and order it, not knowing if you got in. So I just sent a message and just said, I don't need to know if we got in. I'm okay with not knowing that. But are there still spaces? Because weekday is when we would need to go.
Right.
And so she said, yes, I know there are so we went ahead and... Well, we didn't order. We were going to.
You had the website up.
I had the website up. I had it pretty much ready. Yeah. And then we're like, well, if she's working on it tonight, we'll wait a little bit.
So it was like 10, and then it was around 11 or something. She stops, and she starts, and she said, I might fall on my chair.
And you know, I have an electric chair. So,
you put your
for me to put my footrest down, I'm sitting here, and it's like,
if
you can't
get delivery of pizza, like, she's like, hold on, I'm coming. And then the dogs are barking.
And I'm like, somebody get the dogs or get the door while I'm trying to get out of my chair. So I did try to get out once. Like, out the side of it.
Like how I leave the footrest out.
Yeah, to leave the footrest out and slide out. It doesn't work.
You got your laying up your lap,
right? No, I tipped the chair over.
Oh, that's right.
I went flying with the chair. So, not doing that. So, in case you're thinking maybe I should, it's not a pretty picture.
Okay. So, anyway.
So, I'm like putting down the side and going,
and I just like, we got it. And then, you know, how many times do we call my dad down? Like, and we just, Dad, you coming? And he's just like, what? And I'm just like, so I don't show any emotion. I'm not like, come on. So he was just like, what? Did he come down? Yeah, he came down. And then we're just like, guess where we're going? So, and then the sisters don't care. They're down here watching. They're watching the movie and they're like, I thought you were already going. I'm like, we were put on the wait list. That's not guaranteeing. So, yeah, I mean, they're happy for us. But
so my stitching didn't really happen because
right.
The way they did it is I had to pay 2 PayPal invoices so that she had her own ticket.
She was worried. Yeah, she was like...
The first one that came...
And it was my name.
Well, it was only for 1 ticket.
Right.
And I'm like, this is only half the amount.
And were you about to send, and then did you get it, or did you already send something in?
So I signed us up together because I didn't want one of us getting in and one of us not.
Right.
So I put us one together, and then she sent the invoice, and it was only half the amount. I was like, oh no, I don't know. And then as I'm reading through the invoice, it had Colleen's name on. So I was like, oh, shoo, okay, they saw her. Because I put Corrin and Colleen.
Yeah, so if they saw me, then they definitely saw her.
Yeah, so I got 2 separate invoices. But that meant I had to wait a few minutes because the one came and not the other. Right. So I paid through PayPal, so that was all taken care of. And so that was done. And then... You know, I had to tell a couple of my friends. two friends, that's it. And you know who you are. So I told them, and then well, the one friend said, where are you staying? And I said, this is where we want to stay. I was like, oh, darn, I got to get that booked. So we went ahead and hurried up and placed the order.
How many times she had to spell Stitch? He was like, what?
Oh, my goodness.
And she was like, you have Comic-Con. And then she was like, C-O-N. And because he's like, Stitch, like,
you can get the word con.
Like, so.
To get the discount for the block of rooms. So that block of rooms was gone, so I can't get the discount. But just how it's working out, I'm only paying $10 more. I'm not worried. Okay. So we're still at the same hotel. We still get to go to the late-night stitching room and that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited. But we also had our order up for our shirts.
And she couldn't decide.
Well, it wasn't just not deciding. Okay, I go to pay, and I went, oh no. Okay, we're leaving town next week. These can be 3 to 4 weeks to come.
Thing, yep.
So I'm like, should I just have them sent to my parents' house? Or my husband's coming a week later, you know? Should I bet on him? Or am I coming at home? Like, I'm just, oh my goodness. So I go to put in my debit card. And I don't know if it's because it's a debit, not credit, but I put my parents' address in. And of course, my zip code didn't match. So it declined my card. And yeah, I didn't even tell you. So it declined my card. I'm like, okay, so I can't have this sent to my parents. But there was no shipping address. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. So I put in my address. The sale goes through. And then I'm like, I guess what happens is what happens. Yeah. And then I got into the StitchCon group today and I saw a message saying that all of the orders are being sent to Keepsakes now.
Okay.
And Keepsakes will hand them out at StitchCon.
Ooh.
So that was a huge sigh of relief. But you can see my night was a little distracting last night. And yeah, I'm on the phone with this guy. S-T-I-C-H? No. S-T-I-T-C-H. S-T-I-T-H. Stitch, like cross-stitching, like you're
sewing.
Did your
grandmother, did your mother, does anyone in your family stitch?
Yeah.
Or like go to the doctors and get a stitch?
So finally he calls over the front desk and he comes back to me and he goes, the front desk knows all about that. Can I transfer you over there? I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah.
So she looked it up and she took care of me and she explained what happened. And I was like, that's fine. I'm okay with that. As long as we can still get in, we're good. But it was just funny. And yeah, it was a good night. And then we got up, we went to vote. Now we're making a video. Now we're gonna go to errands and see if I can stitch before I teach in 3 hours.
And we just this video is gonna be long.
The what?
This video is gonna be long because we talked for probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oops,
sorry.
We'll keep tomorrow's and maybe Thursday's a little bit short.
Well, we're not gonna record on Thursday. We're gonna do tomorrow.
Correct.
Because last time's video took almost 24 hours. And it wasn't my internet. It was uploading to YouTube.
Oh, so it's like people.
It was you. I think
other people who's trying to upload.
That's my guess.
Right.
Because my upload speed was fast. I was like, oh, you're my little calculator thing. But anyway, we're gonna go and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi. It's been a few seconds for you, but a whole day for us. Today's the 19th, which means we're gonna show you our progress from the 18th day of Maynia.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about your story.
Yeah, so again, we're trying to make this last part short because of how long it is and our uploading problems and stuff. But it's already off the queue snap because I think I'll enjoy working on it, but it was just so annoying. But yeah, there's a stitch there. This is Good Neighbors by Paula Vaughn,
which will turn out pretty once it's done.
Right. But I stitching at the top that you will see is in the wrong color because that's supposed to be the sky, and it's not purple.
The sky's what, blue?
Yeah, it's this blue over here. I have 1/2 stitch, and it's in full crosses, which I did. That's wrong. So it's supposed to be in half crosses. So I have the Spider-Man little binder on there because this is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
To go with Good Neighbors. Sure, why not? So, unfortunately, all that purple has come out.
Yeah, that's about 200 stitches, I think.
Yeah, that was fun last night. On the other hand, I had real fun. What about my evening last night? I don't know. It was just a busy night. Oh, I had to take my car to the garage because I knew something was going on with my rotors. So, I didn't get as much stitching hours in as I would like, but I did get 281 stitches in, and this is for my Alice. This is a gridded. It's got a frame. We'll see if I can show you the frame. But for now, I'm showing you what Alice looks like. This is what I'm working on. Is March's block, the first block. It started in February of 2020. But I was pretty pleased. She was stitching up pretty nicely. You don't get a whole lot of stitches in one color, and it's time to change because it is a small piece. I really was hoping to get to the white and the blue, but it didn't happen, and it's okay. All I have left is white, blue, and red. Red for the bunny. And, but I got all the boring stuff done. So when this was called on WhipGo, it is on WhipGo, and I want 2 blocks done. So I'll finish her, and that includes back stitching for me. And then I'll go on, and I'll have to draw the border for February. It was coming along a lot nicer than I expected. So what is your project for today? I'm going to see if I can find February.
I haven't even worked on it. It's Northcote Lane.
Northcote Lane?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find you. I'm going to look for February here for you so that you can actually see what the frame is to look like, since I actually have my Kindle down here. So how often does that really happen? I found my Brew Can Do It. Here we go. So it's going to look like that. And this is when it's so pretty, the teapot and the flowers. That's what is actually blurry. I'm not. And then there's the bottom. So I did not do what goes in between just because of that. Kind of disappointing because there's so many neat little things. It says drink me, there's the clock. On my docket for today is Val Love Learning. I've been looking forward to this because it's a new start. I get a new start. And what was I going to say about it? Oh, it is on 18 Count Ada by Picture This Plus. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, yes! This is that printed fabric. It is Even Weave by Charles Craft. So that's all they call it, is Even Weave. And it's a printed, and I love it. I'm not sure if you see all the roses. It's just a watercolor, and I think it's so pretty as I'm stitching with it. I really like this fabric. Did make stitching easy, but Love Learning, I put a few stitches in. Like two of my kids actually came late, so I put in a couple stitches, probably like 15. Not a lot, but you know, I'm happy I started, and I'll get to stitch probably now until my husband gets home and we have to go pick up my car because that was a $700 bill. Oh my. I had to get brakes, rotors, and windshield wipers. So they checked my fluids. But before we get stitched on, I want to make sure my car is all good.
Okay, so we have someone to talk about?
So they have a list on StitchCon's website that says Flosstubers who are attending. So we thought maybe we should get to know some people ahead of time. And we started watching a few. And there is one. She was fun.
She stood out, yeah.
Yeah, she just stood out from the crowd. And you said her name's Angel?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember her name. From the Elegant Thread. It was like an hour.
We watched it.
45 minutes?
I think we just watched one, but yeah. It's a whip parade.
It's her whip parade. And I'm sorry, but if you just need a good laugh, you gotta watch her. Because she laughs at herself. So, I mean, you're not making fun of her in any way. You just laugh along with her.
Just the way she was standing up, it seems like she had more just moving around and she'd be more energetic. Yeah,
she's very energetic because I don't know if she does all of her Flosstube standing because we only watched the one, but she did it standing. That is actually something very interesting. We never thought of doing something like that. I don't know that I would think of doing something like that, but she was fun. She just talks to herself and
plays with her pet.
You laugh along with her. Plays with her dog. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And she's hilarious. She just adds her own commentary to herself, and we're definitely going to watch her again. Yeah. Yeah, just because, yeah, she is a designer. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get to, did we see any of her designs? Or one?
I don't know.
Well, it was a whip parade of things she's doing for everybody else, so she didn't show any current whips. She said, I'm not showing any current whips because you saw them lately.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to see all the ones from the crypt, as she called it. She's funny. But anyway, go watch her. She was a lot of fun. If you need somebody new to watch. Yeah. So this is it. We are ending on a Wednesday because if it takes 24 hours, it'll actually get up on a Thursday. We'll see. But we will see you tomorrow. You'll see us next week. Anything else? I'll have a nice new feeling cardigan, hopefully, and we're preparing to what we need to take to StitchCon.
Yep.
That's gonna be it's gonna be what's occupying our mind for a little while. So, all right, we will see you later.
Happy stitching.
Happy stitching. Bye.